Mm. Okay. Okay, got it all. Hi. Okay. Oh, okay, got it all. Hi. Let's get that off. I guess the sound does work, doesn't it? Hey everyone. How's every happy snowy Sunday? But yeah, no, it rained all day today. I mean, it just went a couple about an hour ago or so. Yeah, so no rain. I mean, I'm sorry, no snow, just rain. It is Florida, so here we are. All right, we're gonna wait for some people to join in. So today, good, thank you, Sophie. Um, we're gonna be doing something fun. Just I wanted to do this before Thanksgiving, give y'all some time. I really said Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day. I wanted to do this before Valentine's Day, and I think it would have kind of been pushing it if we went to Wednesday night. Yeah, 1.5 inches, Diane. Yeah, I don't know. We don't judge. We're lazy. We have no idea. I want to grab my sample. Okay, there we go. And then my microphone fell out. So let me put my costume back on. Excuse me. I know it's very ladylike, but all right, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay. So, yeah, so I wanted to make sure that we had time to make this. You don't have to make the whole little wall hanging. You can just make one block and do a pot holder or whatever you want out of it, a trivet. Um, I'm actually going to go through the steps to make the blocks, the sashing and the center block. However, not going to really show you how to put together. I mean, it's pretty easy to put together. I do have some videos I'm going to just like quickly run through with you to show you how I put it together. I just think that would take hours if I just went through. Some good tips and tricks. Of course, we're using IQ Designer. So those of you who have a Brother machine that has my design center, this is going to work for you as well. Um, those of you who have Palette 11, Palette in general, you're going to be able to design this in Palette as well. We have the fills in there. So, you know, it's going to be cute. It's going to be fun. I enjoyed it. Hey, Teresa, no worries. Thanks, thanks for stopping by though. Um, so just gonna show you how to do it. And then what I thought I would do, because we between yesterday and this morning, there were 100 and I think 27 um people trying to join today. And so that was pretty exciting. I don't know if it was from Instagram or Melinda Bigley posted it, just me posting it all out there. So that was really cool. So there's going to be a lot of new people. And if you're new to the group, welcome. Thank you for coming. I am Anna. I am a National Baby Lock educator. Everything I teach on here, I mean, you can apply it in your own machine. Just figuring out what to do, especially if you have software, you can really kind of get around a lot of this. But what I thought I would do, and it'll be later on this evening, is I'm going to post or I'm going to um, give you guys a block, one of the heart blocks that has a fill in the background. It will not be the fill that I used in this one, just because that's proprietary. And I'm going to put it in all formats. So that way, if you own a Janome or if you own a Husqvarna or a Bernina, you'll be able to stitch it out too. So hey, Joan, everybody say hi to Joan Clemens. Another amazing baby lock educator. Thanks for stopping by. I'm excited. So I'm going to do that for you because I know we had a lot of new people sign up, and not everybody has this. So in the group, I will post the blog. So you can do whatever you want with it, right? That'll be fun. The other thing is, what was I going to do? Oh, so I have a little design that I designed, and I'm actually going to post this on the website. So it will be free, but you have to go through the website to get to it. And I'll post it up a little bit later. But I have a little free design for you guys, and it's going to be this one. To be yourself is to be happy. And so it has a little bee, and a little flower, and it's just really, really cute. I had fun designing it. I'm trying to learn palette, and this this is as far as I got. I mean, really learn it. I mean, I know how to do things in it, but I really need to get myself really, really good at it. So, I will post that up on my website. I will make sure you know about it, how to get to it, all that. Okay. So that's going to be free. What else? There was quite a few things I wanted to talk about before we get started. Let's see. Oh, Baby Lock Design Suites. Again, this is additional fills that you can use on your Solaris Vision, and you can direct connect to the Solaris with it. However, if you don't have one of those machines and you have Palette 11, you can bring them into Palette 11 and design in there, and then bring your design over. So really, really cool. There's 6 collections so far, but there's something new. And I want to show you guys what's so new about this. Now, I'm always going to tell you to go through your local Baby Lock dealer to get things. However, if you can't get to them, or you're having a hard time finding them, what you can do is go to Baby Lock's website. Up in the corner, or up in the whatever here, let me move my little guy out of the way. There, if you type in the search bar Design Suites, what you can do, hey Cindy, is scroll down, and you're going to see Design Suites right here. Click on one of them, and look where it says add to cart. That means you can purchase them straight from the website. They do come sent to you. It's not a digital download as far as I know. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, they're going to mail you the USB stick. So if you're having a hard time getting them from your dealer, or you just don't have someone near you, you can definitely go ahead and go to the Baby Lock website and purchase them. So remember, there's 6 of them. There's a lot of them that are actually all of them are amazing. So they're so stinking cute. So if you're thinking about that, go check them out on the website. Another thing I wanted to tell you about is, since it is National Embroidery Month, yay, who doesn't love that? Since it's National Embroidery Month, Baby Lock has some really fun things for you to do this month, and you can enter contests, so you can win stuff through Baby Lock, not through me, but through Baby Lock. So we're going to go and look at those real quick. Now, if you are a part of the Baby Lock Solaris group. Now remember, you have to have a Baby Lock Solaris to be in the Baby Lock Solaris community. This is the Baby Lock sanctioned one. What you're going to see is a post in there that says, that brings you to this. You'll click on the link, and it'll say National Embroidery Month Contest. Look at these fun designs that you can bring into IQ Designer and do something provided with these designs. The contest is February 1st through the 29th. And then all you're going to do is you can come down here, download the designs, and save them to wherever you want. You're going to take these, and you're first going to fill out all this information. And why are you going to do that? It's just so they have your basically your contest entry. So you'll want to put that in there, and then you have to post on the Baby Lock Solaris page what you made with it, okay? You have to. Then, if you are part of the palette group, it's kind of the same thing. They gave you these images here. You're going to scroll down, download all designs here, and it's just showing you create something with them. Again, fill out the form to enter the contest and make sure you post on that page, the Baby Locks Palette group, the sanctioned community. You have to make sure that you post. The last one is regular National Embroidery, I say regular, National Embroidery Month. And these are free embroidery designs. Embroidery designs, y'all. These are free. There's 9 of them. So this is on the Baby Lock. I'll show you. So if you go up into Facebook and you type in Baby Lock, and you're going to scroll down to where it says Baby Lock USA and Canada. Yep. Yeah, Judy, I saw yours. Yours is super cute. You click on that, go to Baby Lock USA, and this is just their Facebook page. And the information's in here somewhere. You got to scroll. You got to look for it. Got to look for it. There it is right there. And what you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to download the designs. Look how cute they are. Wait, here you go. You're going to download the designs, make something with them, and make sure you post to that page what you've made with them, and of course, enter right here. Okay, so make sure you take advantage of that. Number one, I cannot wait to stitch out this one. I think it is so precious right here. Oh, love that one. So take advantage of those. They're free, right? Have fun with your machine. Okay, let me close those out. Close all that mess out. So, whew. All righty. So go back. And so make sure to take, advantage of that. That's going to be really, really fun, right? To design with what they're giving you. Okay, so what's next? Oh, I guess we're going to talk about what we're making today. All right. So again, you do not have to make this whole thing. You can just stitch out 1, 2, you can piece them however you want. This is just how I did it, but I'm going to show you how to make all the blocks basically. So here we go. So what it is an applique heart. It has background fills, and then I just put the little I just put the little words in. So you don't even have to put anything in there. You can put fills in there. You can do whatever you want. This is just fine. The next thing that I did, and let's see which one you're going to be able to see the best. Probably the purple. Okay. I used the motifs, which is the, basically the decorative stitches, in IQ Designer. However, this one's not an IQ Designer. This design and this design is in the, Design Suites Holiday 2 collection. So there you go. So we're going to make a sash. We're going to design that, stitch it out. And then the little centerpiece was just super easy. It's just a little 2-inch square. And I chose another one of the fills from that collection and just stitched it out. So then I just put a backing on it. I did do my binding, wraparound binding. And then because I love blanket stitching, I wanted it to match. I did. Let's see if I can get a good view of that. I did the blanking. Ooh, that's not a pretty spot. Let's find a pretty spot. Ooh, I did good right there. Okay. So I just did the blanket stitching right there. So that's it. I didn't even quilt it. There's already batting in here, but usually, if I wanted to take the time, I would go stitch in the ditch, and it was, by the time I was done with it, I was done with it. Let's put it that way. So I was ready to move on. So yeah, this is really fun. Again, you can put it together however you want. You can create, you don't even have to do your sashings that way. You can do whatever you want. This is just how I did it. But who doesn't love candied hearts? And oh, these were mine. So I just looked them up and you can put whatever you want. So mine were Be Mine, Kiss Me, Love Bug. That's what I call Lacey. And what's that one say? Too Cute. So thanks, Diane. So look up all the little ones. Now, what I do want you to notice is this font is set at the smallest. So the medium size to me would look good, but I think it would take over and that's all you would see. So I was really happy that the smallest size came out like this in this particular font. I thought it's pretty perfect. Now you can use a different font, you can do whatever you want. So what do we need for this? Well, I put a little list up yesterday in one of the posts. And for this particular thing, you need about a half yard of background fabric because we hoop the whole fabric. You can only fit 2 of these blocks and 2 sashings in one hooping. I am using the 9.5 by 14 from my Meridian on my Solaris. You can do that. Because I was just trying to conserve a little bit. I'm not using my largest hoop. But hey, Darlene. But you know, okay. So what I told you to do was cut out 5, basically quilting cotton. I'm a quilter, so that's all I have. Quilting cotton, or excuse me, 4 5-inch squares. Now, I wanted solids. I never work in solids, but I thought it looked really cute. Get a good quality, or if you get a very see-through bad quality, which Anna did because she didn't run to her local quilt shop like she should have, I put a fusible interfacing on the back to give it some body, and it's not see-through anymore. So all of these were pretty see-through. So I went ahead and prepared them that way. Now, if you have really good fabric, you don't have to worry about that, but I didn't do what I was supposed to. So 4 of these. And then we have our sashings, which are rectangles, which are 3 by 7. Same thing. Hey, Julie. Then for the little guy here, you're going to cut a 3-inch square. I've already trimmed it down, but you're going to cut a little 3-inch square. Hello. So here's the blocks I've already done. I've already stitched out all but one just to make things go faster. And I've already cut at least 2 of them down. So I've got, you can see the background's different because I used my built-in font or built-in fills. Each background could be different if you wanted. And this is one of the, let me get this one up. This is, I'm trying to get a good view of that. There we go. This is one of the built-in motifs. So that's the one I'm using on this. Of course, you could just do a full fill on this. That would have been cute. I didn't think about that, but I wanted to use the motifs. You could put 3 rows of them. I just did 1. So, and then this guy is just a square with a built-in fill. It's the little rose fill. And so when I piece it together, it's going to be precious. So you can do whatever you want. Yeah, there we go. What else do we need? We need batting and we need no-show mesh. When we're doing something like a quilt block in the hoop, you want to make sure you use no-show mesh and not tearaway. I mean, you could use tearaway, but no-show mesh is going to keep it soft, light, and pliable. Tearaway, you're going to tear away extra stabilization. You could use it, but I wouldn't use anything but a no-show mesh. You could, don't even use a lightweight cutaway. Use the no-show mesh. And if you're new to embroidering, you're unsure, basically it looks like this. You can see it's just kind of yummy. So just real soft, real pliable. And it holds a lot of stitches, so you're pretty fine on that. Let me see what else. Thread, of course, bobbin thread, doesn't matter what color bobbin thread. I always use white, so because you're not gonna see it to the back. So What I'm going to do is show you how to design the block, the sashing, and the middle square. We're going to stitch out my final square and sashing, and then I'll have some tips and tricks on putting it together. So, everyone ready? Let me make sure there's no questions. I like to double check for me. Welcome all those who almost missed it. You made it. That's another thing you can always go back and rewatch. Let me show you though, because again, we had a lot of new people. I'm just going to show you how to find previous videos really quickly because I know by the end of the video, everybody's ready to go. So let me just do this super quickly. So if you're looking for previous videos, which we've done a ton, I'm going to go to my group here. Let me get it up here. Move this little guy out of the way. Okay. So there's a couple places you can find them. The one I'm going to show you is not completely up to date, but you can find a lot of stuff. If you go to files, Facebook Live video list, you can notice there's some other fun stuff in there. There's embroidery designs, there's directions for IQ, there's an IQ chart, but we're going to click on the Facebook Live video list. It's going to bring you to this. You're going to click on it, and it's going to save into your downloads. Everybody's downloads might be different. This is where mine goes. Mine just luckily pops up here at the top. I don't know if you can see me circling, but I'm going to click on it and it'll open up a page. Especially if you're doing it on your phone. Again, everybody, most of us have different phones. So here's the list. And you see the blue writing, that is the link you're going to click on. So if I wanted to do a holiday font pillow or fills or embroidered decorative stitches or scanning, that a lot of you bought this machine because you can scan. So we're going to click on that and it's going to take you to that video. Now, mind you, my very first videos like this one right here is kind of rough. I even look rough, but it was fun. So that's how you look up that. The next way to look them up, and probably one of the easiest ways, you're just not going to be able to find them by name, is if you go to media or even photos, click on media and then click on videos, and here you go. So some of them may be blacked out. I don't know why that does that, but look at those just in case. Let's see, we can click on this one. And what is this one? This one's going to be present tags and IQ Designer. So we made tags in IQ Designer. Another question I get is, where are the directions to all these? The video is your directions because I don't have a lot of time. So everything you need to know is in the videos. I just don't, I work a full-time job and I just don't have a lot of time to write directions right now. But watch the video. You'll be great. You've got this. And if you have questions, just let me know. All right. So now what we're going to do is switch over to the camera and we're going to get to designing. Y'all ready? I am. All right. I just hurt myself. Oh, I still have the video playing. No wonder. I was like, what's Anna's talking to us? Okay. Beyond the computer. That was creepy. Okay. I know what happened. Now here we go. Now here we go. All right. So now I'm so sorry. Excuse that. Every now and then that happens. I had a terrible flu a month ago, and so I'm still getting over that. Let me get my little light on here so it'll look a little bit better. We'll have a little bit more light there. All right. Okay. So here's what I want you all to know. Everybody who's watching and who has a machine that has IQ Designer. Just because I'm on a Solaris doesn't mean you can't do it in your machine. Okay. I have the Meridian. I can do the exact same thing, or pretty much the exact same things. All the buttons are going to be the same. They may look a little different, but they're the same icon. So no, if you have any of the Solaris, the Baby Lock, excuse me, the Meridian or the Meridian 2, the Altair 2, or the Destiny, or any of the Brother Like machines, you're going to be able to do this, okay? If you only have software, you're going to be able to do this in software. Make sure to join the Palette 11 group, the Facebook community group, because that is amazing. They will give you a lot of stuff. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to design our block. We're going to start with our heart block. Where did I put those blocks? Did I lose them already? Okay. Let me just have one for reference. Okay. So this is the first thing we're going to be making. Again, there's so much that you can add your special taste to. I'm just going to do it the way I'm doing it. So we want to go to IQ Designer. And what I want you to notice is I do have this outline of the 9.5 by 14-inch hoop in here. It's fine. Just ignore it for now. I use it over in the embroidery screen. But to change that, you can always go to your settings. And in here, you can select a grid size, or excuse me, a frame size, your grids. You can have grids if you like to design with that. I'm kind of very loosey-goosey, so I don't really have a grid. So you've seen me use grids before, but a lot of times I don't. So, okay. So just ignore that box there, because the first thing we want to create is the shape. So basically, if we look at this, we have two shapes going on. We have a square and we have a heart. So let's create the square and heart together. Again, if you have questions, please ask. I will, yep, Julie, it is. It's exactly the same. I will get your questions as soon as I can. Okay, but make sure to ask. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to our shapes icon. They call it your stamp pattern list, but I call it your shapes button. So that is the circle and square. We're going to tap on that, and then we're going to select this square right here. Very basic, very easy. So I'm going to select OK. And when it comes in, you're going to see it with a red box around. If you accidentally click off, you're going to see it like this. However, if you accidentally click off, I can't change the size or anything like that. So you want to go to your selection key, which is going to look like this. Again, when I click this and you're on the Altair Meridian, you're probably not going to have some of these tools. So it's all you need is the one I'm going to show you anyway. So I'm going to click on that, make sure this one is selected, close, and I'm going to draw a box around it. And I like to use a wired mouse. You can't use a wireless, but I like to use a wired. Okay, so my red box is back, so that means that I can change the whatever of it. So I'm going to click on size, and I am going to go down to 6 inches, exactly 6 inches. If you have the new Solaris Vision, if you didn't know about this, I didn't really realize it until like a couple months ago when I was teaching at an event. Someone's like, hey, Anna, use that. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that was there. You have this little key right here, and you can type in whatever number you okay, and set it. Oops. But I'm just going to use our proportionally smaller key, which is the box with the arrows going inside. So you can press and hold. I like to do it in little spurts. Okay, we're almost there. And now I'm just going to click, 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 click until it gets to 6.0. Perfect. So that's perfect for me, okay? The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay. And now I'm going to go back to our shapes. and we're going to look for a shape we want to use. Now, you may want to use this as a spring quilt or something like that, or spring, whatever. You could choose a flower, you could choose a heart, but since we're making our candy hearts, we're going to select this heart here. Now, be mindful that on the next page, you have some other fun hearts in here, so you can play with those. Even in your open ones, you have like this little guy too. But we're just going to go very basic because I want it to look like the candy. So I'm going to select number 22 here and then say okay. And notice it comes in ginormous. We need to shrink that down. So we are going to go to size. We are going to use our proportionally smaller keys. And I don't remember the exact size I did it to, but let's say here, I can measure it real quick. Let me see about what it was. Oops. So that is almost 4 by. So that's probably about right. That's pretty darn cool. Again, you can make it any size you want. I'm gonna make it a hair smaller. There we go. I'm happy with that. And just get it to whatever you like. All right. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna just click off because I want you to see it. That is going to be the basis for this whole project with the blocks. So the first thing I want to do with this one is, if you're in this, make sure to select OK to get out. You are going to select memory and save it to your machine. You have to do that at this point, or you're going to be recreating this every time we come back over here, and you don't want to do that. You'll be mad. So I'm going to select memory and save to my machine. Now, those of you who have an Altair Meridian, you're going, I don't see a memory key. What you're going to look for is a pocket that looks like this, but the arrow is going inside of it, not outside, but going inside of it. That is your memory key. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, it's saved. I don't have to, remake that again. I'm going to go to my line properties, and your line properties is this grouping of 4 right up here. So that means I can change. Basically, it's a drawing right now. We need to tell it what to be. So we're going to start with the lines. We're going to go to our little piece of paper, and that's this one up here, not this one down here. We're going to tap on it. We're going to select our running stitch, select a color. And I do want you to select a different color for each part of this. Because when you take it over and you want to stitch out 2 at a time, you can group those steps together so you can stitch them out all together. There's a little bit of fussing with it because you want everything to be different colors, but it does help. So I'm going to select this blue color and I'm going to say okay. I'm going to come up here and you have to turn your bucket on. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. We're kind of outside, but you can at least see what happens. So I'm going to select this bucket here, and then I'm going to take my finger and tap on your box and your heart, and you'll see it change to blue. I'm going to zoom back out just so you can see they both turned blue. That means that you have just digitized with your finger. Clap for yourself, pat yourself on the back because you are now a digitizer. So we're going to select next now. And this is your edit screen for IQ Designer. You do not have to do anything to it right now, okay? So we're going to say, okay, I'm happy with that. We're just going to move along. So those of you with the Altair Meridian, down at the bottom, it's going to say preview. So I want you to select preview, okay, set, okay. So Solaris owners, you're going to hit set okay. All right, now we're in the embroidery side. We're going to start building in layers our project. So next what we want to do is we want to put our little fill stitches in first. And there's a method to my madness. So I like them to go in next. I don't wait until the applique is done. because I don't want it to interfere with the applique. It really doesn't, but it just makes me feel better about myself. Okay. All right. So let's go to add. And we're going to go to IQ Designer. Again, you might see something that says IQ like on the up here or somewhere around. It's the same thing. Let's select IQ. And then we're going to go pull up that shape that we just saved. So we're going to come up here to the pocket with the arrow going outside of it. And this is where it saved that shape that we saved. Mine's going to take a minute because, girl, it's loaded, okay? I cleaned out my embroidery designs. I just haven't cleaned out this part yet. So the very last thing that you save is going to be right here up at the top left. So we're going to click that. I know you see a bunch of stuff on mine, but we're always going to find the last thing is going to be right here. And then we're going to say, okay. And it's going to bring it back in. I'm going to click off so you can see the box. Gary, I miss that world's smallest skyscraper. It cracks me up. Oh, give Karen my love. I hope she's doing okay. And I hope you're doing good too. I love that. So I got to see the world's smallest skyscraper, y'all. It's in Texas. It's so cool. It really is tiny. Okay. So what we're going to do is if you're new to this, we're going to do something really weird. But y'all know I use this all the time. I love this function. So we're going to go to our line properties again. We're going to select a little piece of paper, and we're going to select this button right here. That is your no sew button. So we're going to go to OK. We're going to select our bucket, and we're going to take our finger and we're going to tap that box and this heart. And it just gets a little lighter. Okay. Basically, I just turned it into a boundary line. It's not going to stitch out. And why did I do that? Because I don't want triple and double lines going on. I just don't want all this stuff happening. So you're saving thread, you're saving time. So, but what we do want to do now is put a fill in. This is where you get to have the fun. So right here, this is your grouping, this 4, really 5, but 4 icons right here. This grouping is your fill stitches. So we're going to select fills. Now you have options. You have a completely solid fill, which would not be pretty for this. A stippling, or your fancy fills or your decorative fills. I call them fancy. But so what you're going to do is click on this little group. It looks like little bubbles. You're then going to select. And depending on which machine you have, is depending on how many fills you have. Sorry, that's just kind of how it goes. So you're going to scroll down and find one that you like. Since I'm not going to stitch this one out, I'm just going to choose something silly. Because I already have it pre-made. Let's do, I don't want to scare everyone. I love this one. It reminds me of Woodstock on Peanut, the little bird, his little head and stuff. So I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select a color, different color than the first one, and I'm going to say okay. Now what you're going to notice is it lightens up, and you'll be able to see it on your screen when you're doing it really, really well. However, you know, you may not be able to see my screen, but I do still have my heart. I do still have my background or my square. And I'm going to turn on my bucket and I'm going to tap in between the heart and the square. Boom. I just digitized again. You just digitized again. We're digitizers. What's that thing? We're digitizers, but we don't use software. We use IQ Designer. Okay. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to select next. And if you're on Altair, Meridian, Destiny, you don't have to worry about what I'm about to say. Those of you that own a Solaris, you do. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to where it says off right here. We're going to click it and then tap on. We want the outline to be on. And if for some reason Altair Meridian or Destiny, your outline is off, you'll know it. You won't see the sharp little heart, you know. You'll need to go to that key where it says outline and turn it on. Now, the other thing is with the Altair Meridian Destiny, you can't see real time what yours looks like. You have to click that preview button to see it, but you got to be careful. So you hit preview, okay, see how big your fill is, if you like it, if you want to make it bigger or smaller. Then you're going to hit return to change the size, and then you're going to preview it, okay. With the Solaris, we can see real time what's happening. So I want to make my design, my Woodstock design, bigger. So I'm going to click on size and go to 150 and just see how it looks. That's too big. So I'm going to go down to 125. Okay, I'm happy. It's kind of cute. I'm happy with that. Now, of course, you can go through all these guys right here and play with it more. Like you can distort it, do all kind of fun things. We're not doing that tonight, but you can really play with it if you want. And if you're in the Solaris, you can click this guy right here and you can do double thickness, or if you want it to look more like quilting, you can click single thickness, which is really fun. All right, if we're happy, and we know it, what we're going to do is we're going to select, if you want to at this point, which I suggest, go ahead, you can erase it later. This is just a precaution. We're going to select that memory button or that pocket with the arrow going in. We're going to save it. Next, we're going to go to set OK. Again, Altair Meridian Destiny. You're going to hit preview, OK, set OK. Make sure there's no question. Oh, almost dropped. What's it say? Oh boy, do my kids know where my nose have been, and boy, do they press it off. That's funny. Let's see. William, no, it was just it's almost like a little impromptu. I did let everyone know like yesterday, I think, and that I was doing this. It's just a little impromptu. Okay, oops. Oops, there we go. I was just checking and it got quiet. I'm sorry. I should have said I'm checking for questions. Okay. So now we're back in embroidery. So we've got our first design here, and I never told you what that was for, right? So basically that is just going to be your first stitch or outline stitch. The next stitch is going to be your fill stitch. Now what we need to do is build the applique. So basically, if you think about it, we've already got our placement stitch right here. Because once we have our placement stitch, we're going to take that big honking piece of fabric, lay it on top of it. And now we need the stitch that's going to tack it down. So let's go to Add, IQ Designer. And instead of reinventing the wheel and having to remember numbers, what we're going to do is we're going to recall. Remember, mine's slow. It really needs to be cleaned out. I'm going to select that first design. Remember, I saved that. But this first one that we made, we're going to tap on that. We're going to say OK. And then we're going to go up to our line properties. We're going to select No Sew and OK. We're going to turn on our bucket, and we're just going to tap at the square, not the heart, the square. So let's tap it. Done. Now we need to tell the heart what stitch it needs to be. So we're going to go to Line Properties again, and we're going to make this a running stitch again. I'm going to select a color and say OK. My bucket is already on, so I can take my finger and tap it. I have just made my tack down stitch that quick. So remember, there's 3 parts of applique. Number 1, placement stitch. Number 2, tack down. After the tack down, we trim really close to the stitch line on the outside. And then 3 is your finishing stitch. So we've just made our tack down. So we're going to go next. We're not going to change anything here. We're just see how your box is gone now. Huh? Oh, pretty cool, huh? It's still there, but it's not going to stitch out. So we're going to go to set OK or preview OK, set OK. And it falls exactly where it needs to fall. Pretty cool, huh? All right. So now we need to add our finishing stitch to it. Okay. So we're almost done with this part. We're going to select Add, IQ Designer, Recall, wait patiently, and I'm going to select that one again. So let's tap it. Okay. We're going to go to Line Properties. We're going to select No Sew. Okay. Make sure the bucket's on. Tap our outer square. We just want the heart. We want to turn it into whatever we want it to be. A traditional applique or machine applique, you're going to see a satin stitch on the outside, right? Well, you can use your motif stitches, and let me show you what I keep saying motifs, and I'm not really explaining what they are. Let's go back to Line Properties. So these are all the stitches that I have built in. You may have a little less, depending on what machine you're on. So first, what we have is running. We have zigzag, so basically your satin stitch, your running, your triple stitch, handle wicking, chain stitch, which I actually just recently started playing with, and I love it. It's so cute. One of my all-time favorites, because I love doing machine applique, you know, sewing applique, is the blanket stitch. This is like, I don't know what you call it, a pointy blah 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 stitch. I'm not good with names. Or we can click on this little guy right here. And once I click on it, it's going to open up a tab. I'm going to hit select. And again, depending on which machine you have, you're going to have options here, right? So I could use any of these. Actually, that would be really cute. That would take a while to stitch out, but that would be really, that'd be like a really cute, it's a blanket stitch with a little ball on the end. I have an Altair and got lost after I added the bill stitch. Didn't save it. I will have to work. Yeah, you have to save and save often. It's my number one IQ tip. Save and save often. The V stitch. Thanks, Jackie. I always get that. I can never remember that one. So okay, we even have like a feather stitch. This is real pretty. And then if you have the upgrade on the Solaris, you can bring in the custom ones. These are ones I saved in there. So you can see there's my little guy that I use. But I digress. We're going to use the blanket stitch, or I'm going to use a blanket stitch, and I'm going to select a color. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to make sure my bucket's on, and I'm going to tap. Then I'm going to go to next. Again, if you have Altair, Meridian, Destiny, you're not going to be able to see yours yet. You have to go to preview, okay, and then stop. See if you like it. If you don't, you're going to hit return and it'll bring you back here. Okay, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm first going to make my stitch width longer. So that is my little bites. So my little bites here. I'm going to make it a little longer. I can't remember. We're going to start with this one. I'm going to say okay. Cute. I like the long ones, so this is perfect, but there's way too many. So what I'm going to do is come down here and space it out. I can't remember which ones I use, but I'm just going to go until I like it. Oh, a couple more. That's good. I'm fine. I don't care. And for me, I don't care if one is right there or if they're touching or not. It doesn't bother me, you know. So if you're going to want to get it like perfect, just take your time. It's fine. Just take your time with it. Okay. So I'm happy. I'm going to select set OK. If you're happy yet with it and your Altair Meridian preview OK, set OK. And there she is. One last thing I have to do. Let me make sure. Oops. Okay, Shirley, no worries, no worries. That's why they're here. You can always rewatch them. Just kind of zoom to the place you want to, and where you got lost, back up a little bit, and just replay it. Absolutely. Okay, so now we're in our embroidery screen, right? The last thing we need to add are the words. So this one says too cute. I got to clean in between. So we're going to select add. We're going to go to our regular fonts. And I chose this one. It looked closest to the candy writing. Or the writing on the candy writing. The writing on the candy. Excuse me, I had to get a sip. So, but you know what? This is your baby. You can do whatever you want. Now, if you had wanted to put a fill in there, you would have wanted filled it before the outside stitch. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just a second. Okay. Sorry, this happens quite a bit now. Ever since I got the oops. Okay. Look at my light. Did it die? Maybe it doesn't like the beep. I am so sorry. Okay. Well, we're going to select a font. Again, you can select whatever you want. I just like this one. And the size is up to you too. And you can barely see my heart there. Don't worry about that right now. All you're worried about is typing out your word at this point. So I'll do too cute again on this one. Now, when you are typing out letters, you kind of have to guide it by size in the very beginning. So we're going to click on the T, and down here I have large, medium, and small. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So can you see the heart there? So you can see that if I did too cute, that's going to be way too big. So if I click down here, I know you can see it just a tiny bit. If I click on the medium, that's fine. It's still going to be a little big, but I went one step smaller, and it almost seems too small, but when it stitches out, to me, it was perfect for the look I wanted. So what I'm going to do is finish the word. So T-O-O. If I wanted to do lowercase, I could just click here. You have all these other options here. I'm now going to click the enter button, kind of like on a computer or a typewriter or whatever. And I'm going to do the next word, cute. And now I'm going to hit set. All right. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Now, I do something that's called visually centering. Now, notice this is one of the ones that you cannot resize. Some of them you can resize. So with this one, you kind of get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So now what I want to do is visually center this. It doesn't look cute to me. So I'm going to go to the move key. It is centered to the design, but visually my eye doesn't like it. So I'm going to move it up some. Trying to figure out. It's so minute. And I just went up, look, 0.20 up. So I'm actually happy with that. So even just a little bit helps, whatever you like. All right, here's the last step that I want you guys to do. Here's the next step I want you guys to do. And this is going to make life for you so much easier when you're trying to load all of the, like 2 of them on the screen. It may not seem like you may be like, I don't need to do that. Do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come down here. This little, there's circle, square, and triangle. Click on it and then click on the pink button, the one with the pink, and then say okay. The last step is I want you to click under edit. You're going to open up your edit. You're going to click this one right here, the red square. And now it's 1 unit. I promise you, you want to do this. Because if I unselect all of it, hold on, let me show you what's going to happen. If I go to bring another one in, first off, if I click on this and try to move it, look what happens. Everything's separate right now. We need it to be unified. So if I were to bring a second one in that we did not group together, it's going to be a nightmare trying to move it. Okay, so make sure that you group it together. Remember, we selected down here. Now the final part is this little guy right here. And now I'm able to move it to wherever. Now you see the 9.5. I'm using my 9.5 by 14-inch hoop from my Meridian on my Solaris because it saved a little bit of fabric, just a little. Excuse me, guys. And so once I make a couple of these, actually, what you could have done, and probably I should have told you guys to do, rather than going back and making each one, what I want you to do is I'm going to back up. Before you put Too Cute in, yeah, before you put Too Cute in, go ahead and save it to memory. That way you don't have to remake it, unless you want different fills for each one or whatever. But go ahead and do that and then add your lettering. Then, because that way you can pull another one up, put another word. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, so now I'm grouped. Now, if I were going to get this ready to stitch out for with another one, I'm going to recall the other one I made. Let's say I've made all 4. I'm going to go to add. I've saved mine. I saved them. So we're going to go save, and I'm going to pull it up. And this one is like Kiss Me. This one isn't the same one, but I'm just showing you. So I'm going to, oh, do you see what I did? As I forgot to group that one. Do you see what's happening? All right, we're going to get that one off the screen, and we're going to find one that I did group. You see what a nightmare that could be? So look, oops, oh, my bad. So look right here, right next to it. I saved one without all the words in it. So that way I could go, oh yeah, these are the ones. These are the ones that are saved. Okay. So now if I take this one, it's grouped together. I can move it down here, and there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create our sashings. And it's really easy because I can put a sashing here and a sashing. But I'm going to leave this on screen as is. So we're going to say add. We're going to go to IQ Designer. Blink and you'll miss it. It's so easy. So we're going to go to our shapes key. We're going to select our square. We're going to go to OK. Now we're going to go to size. Now, what I want you to do is if your machine allows you to type it in, you can do it from here. Perfect. But if not, first you're going to select this little guy right here, the one where it's squishing it from the sides, and we're going to go to 2 inches. You can see that bottom number is moving. That's what I want it to do. So we're going to go 2 inches. We're almost there. Oops. There we go. Now we want our top number, our height, to be 6 inches. So we're almost there. We just need to get it down. There we go. Okay. Save to memory. Okay. We're now going to go to our line properties. We're going to select a running stitch, excuse me. We're going to use our bucket. We're going to tap on it. Oops, did it change? Oh, that's because I forgot to change the color, but it's black. I know it's changed if it gives me a knock knock. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to select next. Ooh, I don't know why I saw that. I don't know why it's doing that. And we're not going to do anything. So again, Altair, Meridian, Destiny, preview okay, set okay. And there we go. Now this little guy I can move right here. I also can copy it. I'm going to go to edit. And I'm going to use my duplicate key. And now I've got 2 of them. Okay, this is going to be my placement line for my fabric. I'm then going to go to add IQ. We're going to recall that shape. Then a selector. And I'm going to go okay. And this is where we're going to kind of have to be careful. So we're going to go to our line properties. First, we're going to select a running stitch and a color, and then okay and bucket. We're then going to tap on the design, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see what's about to happen. Okay, so now we're going to put, at this point, you could put a fill in there, or I just want to show you how I did my motif. So the first thing we have to do is have an actual line for the motif. So we're going to go to our line properties. We're going to select this little guy right here. Doesn't matter what it's on right now. I just want to grab this line. And what I want you to do is when you go to draw this line, let's see if I can turn on my grid. I'm going to select this one here. See how it's going directly in the center. I am going to click below this line, just a hair below it. I'm going to hold my mouse down. Oops. I got to click this button. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to click right below it. And then I'm going to, you can see my line. I'm going to hang on to it. This is why the mouse, having a mouse is so great. And I'm going to stop it right above the bottom line. So if I take this away, you can almost see a gap here and a little gap there. Perfect. I don't care that they're off a little bit. I could care less about that. Okay, that's beautiful. I do not want them to touch. And the reason why I don't want them to touch is I'm going to change this line to a decorative stitch, a motif stitch. If it's touching this one, it'll turn that into it too. So now what we're going to do, we're going to leave the color the same. We're going to grab our, we're going to select line properties. We're going to go to our motif stitches. Again, you can use the built-in ones, or you can use your Design Suites ones. I chose this little guy right here, so I'm just going to say okay. Okay, I'm not changing the color, but I am touching the bucket. I'm going to tap on that. There we go. And when we go to next, watch what happens. There's my decorative stitch. Again, I'm going to zoom in. And first, what you're going to notice is if you want to change this, you're going to see that it's not selected the decorative stitch. So you want to arrow over. Now we're selected. And now I can make them bigger with the size key. I can make them further apart if I want to. Like, that's fine. I'm happy with that. But I could go in and make them a little further apart or closer together. I have control, which is really cool. And let's say we were happy with that. If you feel them frisky, save it to memory. You can always erase it later. Now what we're going to do is select set OK, preview OK. Or I'm sorry, preview OK, set OK for Altair Meridian Destiny, and set OK for Solaris. And there we are. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is, oh, yep, it's going to go together. It's grouped basically. So if I want to get that exactly on top, but what I'm going to do first before I do that is go ahead and make another one. Okay, and then I can just tap on it because I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to use my pan hand. If you have an Altair Meridian, it's going to be up in here. We're going to move over. We're going to get that in screen. And now I can see where I can move that. So I'm just going to use, I'm sorry. So if you go to move and you're going to use those little arrows to get it directly on top of that first square or rectangle. And even use my up and down. I think, oh, nope, I think that was perfect. Awesome. Now I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to zoom back out and I'm going to use my select tool here. Okay, it jumped right to that one, which is fabulous. I'm going to go 200%. My pan hand is still on. Okay. I am going to go to move. And I'm just going to move it on top of that first rectangle and now down to cover the whole thing. One up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I'm actually done. I can save this to memory. Let me go here. So I can save this to memory and now everything's going to stitch out. But let me show you something. I'm not going to keep any of this. I'm actually going to delete this and bring back one that I have prepared. And that is this one right here. Let me make sure that is the one. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to select set. Now everything is made with the same colors, meaning like every step is a different color. So if I go to edit and I go to colors here, I can kind of see that like, all right. And you know what? It's weird how it almost sets it up however it wants to set up, which is fine for me. It doesn't matter. Everything's going to go in order as stitching, but for some reason it put these guys first. I don't care. So the first color is this pink, and I can tell it's going to be the different from the pink below because of the numbers. I use mostly Floriani thread, so I've got mine set to Floriani. So I've got pink, pink, and then this one. So then the floral is going to be a stop in a different color. Then we've got, let me make sure nothing has the same number. Then we've got our placement. We've got our fill. That's a different color. We've got our part tack down, our finishing stitch. And then on the second one, we've got the same thing happening. Exact same thing. So if you wanted to, now you have to keep an eye on it. You're going to go to embroidery. And I did do it this way because it is kind of helpful. Layout, and you can select color sort. And then select layout to go back. And what's going to happen is, let's go through them. What's going to happen is, first it's going to stitch out the placement stitch for this one and this one. Then it's going to do the florals. Then it's going to do one placement stitch, then the next placement. Then it's going to do fills. I don't know why it's starting down here. I can tell by the green arrow. I can do fills, and then the next one is fills. So you see what's happening is it groups them so they can stitch out the same at the same time, or yeah, on the same color. However, What if you want this one purple and this one pink? Or let's say this is the one it started with. So, and this one was pink, I would put the pink thread on. It's going to then cut the thread and come over here. And as soon as it does, I push stop and I change the thread. I know it seems like a lot of work, but you're going to be doing it that way anyways later. But you have to stop it. You have to remember to stop it. Next is going to be, this wouldn't really matter as long as it's a light color. If you even change the thread, I'm going to be honest with you. So then your applique, and then your applique, then your finishing stitch, your finishing stitch, and then your letters are all going to be stitching out. And then you're done. So it's just kind of however you want to do it. Now, let me hit return. I need to stitch this guy out right here, this whole section out right here. So I'm not going to color sort. I'm just going to leave it as is. So can I get that off? Oh no, I think it was already off. So what I need is to zoom it to that. So let's go to, all right, so we need this one, and I'm going to have to like push things through, and that's fine. But I have got my trusty hoop all ready to go. Slide her on, and you don't really need to see the rest of this. All you're going to see now is the stitch outs here, and I kind of have to keep my camera a little back so it doesn't get knocked over. All right, so I already have my thread in. I'm going to be using my blue fabrics, and the first stitch is going to be the outline for the sashing. Lynn, I'm not sure what buttons. I'm back. So Becky, you can, yeah, if you have a Solaris, you can choose the thickness. I'm not, because I'm a little behind. Can you change the color in that window? Yeah, that first window that I showed you, absolutely. You can change them all day long. And all you do is just push one of the color chips and it'll change. All right, so I'm going to hit stop here because it's going to want to go over to the other one because it's being silly. Oh, no, I was wrong. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this piece. Let me just kind of hold it up here. And I laid it on top of here. We have it bigger for a reason. Now, after this, I'm not going to trim. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is. And you'll see why in a little bit. Sorry about the questions. It's my iPad's behind me when I'm teaching. So always have to come back. All right, so it's going to tack that down. Again, we're not going to trim on the outside like you want to. The sashings are done a little different. And yes, I'm stitching on top of cotton fabric, so it's going to be a little bit thicker than the other pieces, but I really don't. That doesn't bother me. All right, so now what it's going to do, so I might be able to keep this here, zoom in a little bit. So now what it's going to do is do that decorative stitch. And again, this could have been a full stitch. It could have been rows of different decorative stitch, whatever you want to do. Remember, it's your baby. Perfect. Now we're going to zoom back out here. Camera. Kind of, there we go. Now it's going to do the placement or tacked, I don't know what to call this first stitch. It's just going to be the box and the heart. Changed to a larger embroidery. Uh-oh, something happened. Oh, it hit the wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's totally my fault. I had this thing pushed too far back. Okay. Okay, precious. Let's get you. Hold on. Technical error here. Oh, now it's fussing at me. I hope I didn't knock it out of alignment. I mean, that would be my luck. 1 second. I had moved my machine so I could get really good. Really, really good view of things. But let's see. All right, so what had happened was, if you can see right there, see right here, it hit the wall. And do you see that right there? Make sure that if you're using your really large hoops, and I'm going to see if this aligns up. If not, I have to turn it on and off again. But let's see if it, okay, stop fussing. Okay, let's see. See, I love when these things happen, and let me tell you why. Because it's going to show you how to adjust it. And actually, oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be perfect. So we're going to go back. And what I did, just so you know, I'm going to close this out, to back up my stitches is you can select the plus minus and then -10. I always go 20, -10, -10. And then I was able to see where my needle was, and we should be a-okay. So let's see. Let's start. Honestly, I'm going to leave that because it's going to get covered up by the fill stitch. I could care less about that. Or if it bothered you, then go ahead and seam rip that out. There we go. That's going to be better. Hopefully I got it further. See, there's my wall. It's literally like right there. Well, we're about to find out, huh? Okay. Get you over here. Kind of see it. There we go. Oh, yes, Lynn. All of those buttons are there. Absolutely. You can group in there. And the Altair Meridian, I'm pretty sure in the Destiny, the Brother Like machines, yeah, you're gonna be able to do that. Let me grab this long print. And so now it's gonna do the heart. Okay, that's way better. It always makes your heart stop when that happens. Now, when we select the running stitch, people who are new to it want to know, why does it go around twice? I have no idea, but can you fix it? No, but you could stop it after the first one and just advance to the next, stitch if you want. I just let it do its thing. But it's really good for applique, because in applique, you want it to go around twice. I don't like designs that have the tack down line only go down around once, because it's not safe when you're cutting. You need extra work there, All right, so now it's going to be our fill, and that's just going to take a few moments. So yeah, my circle. Oh yeah, I selected the circles for this. Colleen, I don't know. A puffy foam might be a little too thick for this particular one. Because puffy foam's more, if you're going to use it in embroidery, it has to be designed for it. What you could do is put a couple extra pieces of batting underneath. I've done that. I wouldn't use puffy foam though. Again, because it has to be digitized for that. Your stitches have to be longer, it has to have like end points and all this weird stuff, especially when it's lettering. That's a good question though, but I would just do some batting. Anybody got any plans for the rest of the week? Mine are work. Uh-huh. I have to go back to the days where all I did was teach sewing. That was really, really fun. Ah, perfect. Taxes, yeah. My husband does our taxes because they're pretty easy, but it's still no fun. I would prefer if it was just me, I'd have someone do them too. Craft day on Wednesday. Yay. Oh, Judy, no, because I wanted it to stay kind of soft. Um, so I did not put my normal, usually I'll put something on the back of applique. I know this isn't going to get washed and I'm not putting a lot of stitching on top of it. So, yeah, I didn't. The only thing, because this fabric is kind of cheap, well, it's really cheap, is I did do that fusible interfacing on the back to give it some more body. You could do that on any applique, really. Excuse me. Hey, Ronnie. Finishing a quilt for your daughter. Oh, that's so sweet. My mom's a quilter too. She hasn't made me a quilt, but probably because I make my own. Actually, I do have a quilt top that she made. I need to I need to quilt it. It's just Stitch in the Ditch. It's beautiful. It's those, y'all remember those flowers? What you can do, you cut them out and you cut out different shapes or different flowers and stick them on top of each other and you stitch them. It's a big flower. It's beautiful. And I cannot remember the name of it. No, Mickey, this was just a special one because we're doing our candied hearts today for Valentine's. I wanted to do it so y'all had plenty of time to make if you decide to make this. Um, so gosh, that view's terrible. If you're ever going to record, don't get a corner desk or a corner sewing desk at all. This is actually made for the corner and you can't, it's hard, the hardest thing to film. Okay, there we go. So now what we see is we have our fills are done. All I'm going to do is take and lay this guy down. Now you can tape it down. Sometimes what I do, and let me see, oh, here it is I'll just grab my little glue stick. You can do this if you want. And just to hold it in place, you could do just a little dab. And press it. You can use your mermaid wand or just not your fingers. Please don't put your fingers. Whatever you do, don't put your fingers in there. This is the Mermaid Wand by Zandra Shaw. And you can, I'll show you how it works. Literally like this. You can hold your fabric, but your fingers aren't in there, which I love. Over the years, I have done so many different things. I've taped. I do like this though. I do like this, especially if it's, you know, small things I'm not going to tape. I love that thing. So that is embroidered done. Okay, good. So you made your sashing individually so you can sew them anywhere around. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I did. Okay, so now what I want to do is trim as close as possible. Let me pull my camera back so I can get this big old girl out of here. Okay, And I'm going to grab my applique scissors. These are the ones that I use that I will always use to the day I die or quit sewing. This is the Quilter Select wave scissors. The reason why I like them is I don't like duckbill, to be honest with you. I don't like duckbill anything, but I love the sharp points on it. So it's amazing. They have stayed so sharp. And I'll show you how I do applique. You're going to see me not use these the way that you're supposed to, especially with duckbill, because I don't care. But what I do is if you take your applique and you pull it up and you put your blade literally right there, you're going to get so close. It's you almost feel like you're cutting the thread, and that's why you want that double pass. And let me show you this. Let me zoom in. See how clean that is? So when you're beginning, we all, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to. When in the beginning, we all want to do this. And do you see how much is left over there? You may not be able to see it very well, but that creates what I call pokies. So it's going to hang out of the edge there. And I'm going to go back. And this is why I like the point. So I can go back and get really close. That's going to create pokies, especially if you have a satin stitch. So if you pull it up and just, go really close, you're going to get a beautiful, clean applique. So I'm going to pull this guy out because I'm going to turn it around now. The hoop is massive. So, and yes, you always want to be on a flat surface. Do not put it on your leg. That's actually dangerous. Let me pull up a little bit. Almost done cutting this little guy out. And turn again. And I'm going to get my arms in there real quick. If I block anything, any view, I'm sorry. There we go. And so from that one I kind of showed you to mess up, I still have some little pieces. I'm just going to trim them. So now it's all ready and she is beautifully cut. Okay. So now what's going to happen is just the blanket stitch. Yeah, I love the blanket stitch. And let me do something here. Hey, Ronnie, of course. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let's get back on track here. Dusty's there. It's so pretty. Colleen, it looks like you did regular like machine applique and just with your blanket stitch. And it's just pretty to me, or even hand stitch, The last step is going to be the letters. And then I'll walk you through how to finish it up. For this project, I did put a new needle in for both. Well, this would be the second one I made. Because and I just used a 75. Because we went through so much stuff. Use my machine. She was just super rude. Okay. So let me what happened to the lettering? One second, guys. I apologize. I gotta get my lettering back up on board and then not love bug. There we go. For some reason, it didn't separate out the words, but that's okay. So changing thread. So what I'm going to do is cut up top, pull out the bottom. That's the healthiest for your machine. And then we're going to put my letter color on, which is a dark gray. I try not to use black, just because it can be so like stark, especially on like pastels. So I'll use a dark gray. And it actually comes out really, really nice. Okay, let's do the lettering and hope it doesn't knock the phone over again or the camera over again. Okay. Oh, that's my fault. I touched something. Shouldn't have. I think I subconsciously did this. I don't remember doing this way. But on the B mine, I actually put BEE, like BB Louise. I don't think I don't remember doing that. Usually I do things intentionally. This was very unintentional. So I kind of love it. And I'm kind of so proud of myself for doing that. Not even knowing I was doing it. So cute, Anna. All right. So what I'm going to do is find, well, I've lost something here. My mouse, of course, because that's what I do. I lose things. The mouse for my computer is what I meant. Okay. Oh, there it is. Once, let me grab that. I was gonna switch back over to myself, but she's almost done anyways. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. And I appreciate all the new followers. Thank you guys. At 5,000 members, we're going to do a huge giveaway. So y'all start telling your friends about us. All right. Okay. My regular time is Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. In March, that's probably going to change because I have my dance classes are getting changed to then. And so it's gonna be, I'm gonna move it to Thursdays at 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure it's 8 p.m. I don't want to run into Melinda Bigley's time. She does, I think, 3 p.m. whatever Washington State time is. So I just don't want to run into her time. So if you're not sure who Melinda Bigley is, go look up So Blessed. You will be so thankful. She's amazing. All of our educators are amazing. Okay, so let's get this camera back on me because I need attention apparently. Yeah, I think that is PST time. I don't know. I barely know where I'm at right now. I'm in Florida and we're at, we're EST. Okay, so what do we do next if you want to make this little guy? If we want to just add all of it together. Well, first we're going to cut. We want to trim them out of here. But we're going to do 1/8 of an inch. What? 1/8 of an inch away from the stitch line. So let me show you a little quick video I made. Is that it? Okay, good. Let me pull it up. Hopefully it'll show up. Oh, there it is. Oh, thanks, Colleen. Yeah, she's amazing. All right. I mean, like, amazing. Okay. So I'll talk through this. And how do I push play? Is there a play button? There's got to be a play button on here somewhere. I bet you it's right where I can't see it either, isn't it? I know y'all probably see me do some weird stuff here. There it is. Okay, it's right dab in the center where everything else is. Give me just a second. So I'm going to push the play button. And then we're going to, there we go. Okay, so there's your 1/8 inch mark. You're going to put that 1/8 inch mark directly on the stitch line. I usually cut the blocks out really rough. And then go back with my 1/8 inch mark, put it on there. Why am I doing 1/8 instead of 4? Because when you do a 4th and you go to sew these together, you will see that stitch line. And I don't like seeing that stitch line. So I always, yes, it makes it a tad bit smaller, but I always use, if the instructions say 1/4 inch, I do an 1/8. Because when you go to sew them together, it looks so much better. All right, same thing with these guys. Exact same thing with these guys. Oh, I didn't show y'all how to make your little square, did I? Your center square. Well, I can quickly do that before we leave too. There she goes. Sorry about the light. It's kind of part of it. Try to do, yeah. This whole making recording stuff is hard. I was trying to cover it up the best I could so it wouldn't, hurt your eyes. Now, the little square is so easy. You just make a square and put a fill in there. There it is right there. And I literally just hooped the 4x4 hoop with stabilizer and batting and then laid my square on top and used my scanning feature and put it right down on there. It was perfect. Okay, so we are done with that. So what you're going to do next, and I'm just going to, oh, I think I had a picture up for you guys. Well, I did. You're going to lay them out. I was prepared. Shoot, what happened? Let me get this. Let me see what this one is real quick. Nope, that's not it. Bummer, because I think I closed it all out. Nope, that's not it. Maybe this is it. Okay. Okay, so let me do, I don't know, can y'all see me? Oh, you're just watching me, right? Okay, my bad. So basically, you are going to lay these out just like this, or lay them out however you want. If you're a quilter, you got this. You know what to do next. But if you're not, you're just going to take your strips. So basically your sashing pieces, and you're going to put them right sides together. I like to, for this, they're a little bit thicker. So you're going to use some, I use Clover Wonder Pins, or I think they're Clover Wonder Pins or Wonder Clips, whatever they're called. And I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam. Now, when you get that done, so you're going to sew this row, this top row together. You're going to sew the middle row together. You're going to sew the bottom row together, and then you're going to connect them. Here's the thing with these, they're going to be thick. So go and press your seams open. Be careful with the stabilizer. Let me show you what I did. If I can find the video, this might be the, is it? Let me see. Nope, that's not the video. So basically I used a roller to do this because stabilizer can act, oh, it's over there. Is it over there? It is. Stabilizer can act funny when the iron hits it. especially no-show mesh. So I press them open with this and then flip it up, flip it right side up and then press. But you want to be careful with that because you have embroidery thread. So you only want to press for a few seconds, lift it up, and then I put a clapper on top of it. And so that makes it nice and smooth. But this is what I used for this. Now, when you get to the intersections where there's a lot of thread or a lot of material, what I did is I hammered it. I have like a little metal thing and a hammer nearby at all times. It's right there. And I flip it upside down and I beat it into submission. So those those parts where you've got 4 fabrics touching, I open them up as best I can, and then I beat them into submission. And that makes a really soft, not puffy corner. So basically I stitch these together, 1/4 inch seam with this, 1/4 inch seam, stitch these together, stitch this row, and then put all 3. The next thing I did was, again, I did not put any batting. I just added a backing, and then you can do your binding however you want. I just did wrapped a traditional wraparound binding because it's so small. So you can see there. This is a really fun way to do it. I'll make a little video about how to do where it looks mitered and really pretty. It's the easiest for me to do. And then I did my blanket stitch, just stitch it down. But I also used my Baby Lock binding foot. Because this foot is amazing. So basically it looks like a big old chunky monkey foot, right? Just like, whatever. Well, it has this ledge right here that rides right along in between or with your batting or not your back. Excuse me, your binding. It rides right along your binding and keeps you super duper straight. Really cool. Yeah, this foot is like it's like nothing, but it works so well. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like much, but it's like a powerhouse. And it's got markings on it too, like 1/4 inch, all that. And you can move the needle back and forth. And that's what I did on this one. I moved it over so I could get a good blanket stitch. So basically, that's it in a nutshell. So hopefully you'll go and make some stuff. And I hope you've learned some stuff today too. Again, I will be putting this up on the website and it'll be a free download. So you'll just go there, you'll put it in your cart, you'll act like you're checking out, and then it should send it to you. And then I want to put one of these up for you. No, this is an extra foot. This is definitely it's let me see, let me find the code for you or the part number. And then that way you can tell your dealer, your Baby Lock dealer, you would like one. And yes, it'll work for the other machine too, the other brand. Okay, so let me look that up for you. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let's go back. Ah, yeah. It doesn't like when I misspell things. Details. I mean, really? You really acting up that bad? Maybe this is it. It's not okay, I found it. It's not what you think. It doesn't like, you know, put the binding on for you. I mean, it's not like one of those feet, but it's, I mean, to stitch things down, boy, is that amazing. So let me thank you, Cindy. You're much quicker than me. I just got it, but that's awesome. Thank you. All right. So there it is. It's right there. It's on, so BLSA-QBF. So you can just take that. I don't know how much they run, so I don't know any prices of anything. So I do that on purpose, because your dealer is the one that comes up with that. Okay, quickly, let me show you how to make the center bead. And then we will be all done. So let's get that over here. Let's get that on. Perfect. Okay. So to do that, it really is, after you get done with this experience, what aren't you working? After you get done with this experience, it's going to be so easy for you. I'm just going to go home. My mouse is acting up. Might be some stuff on the dog. Okay, we're going to go to IQ. We're going to go to our shapes key. We're going to do just a one stitch out. The whole thing is just going to stitch out once, meaning there's no placement line, there's no tack down, because like I said, what I did is I took my 4x4 hoop, I hooped the stabilizer and the batting only in the hoop, and then I centered my 3-inch piece directly in the middle, and it stitched out directly on top of it. And you can use your scanning feature to put it right on top if you like. So I've done many videos on those, so you can go to those links that I showed you earlier, and it will show you how to do that. So we're going to grab our square, and we're going to go to size, and we're going to shrink it all the way down using our proportionally smaller key to 2 inches. Okay. Now this is going to seem weird, but I am going to go to my line properties and do my no-sew. The reason being is when I go to put my fill in, it's already going to have an outline. I don't need two I don't need two outlines. That's too much thread. So now what I want to do is go to my fill properties, go to my fills, my fancy fill, and pick a design. The one I did earlier was this one right here. There's some little roses. So I said, okay, I chose a color. I'm going to select okay, turn my bucket on and tap in the center. Then I'll select next. And again, since I'm on the Solaris, it's going to show me real time what the stitching looks like. Again, if you're Altair Meridian Destiny, you're going to hit preview okay. Do not hit set okay unless you are literally okay. You'll hit return to see what it looks like. So let's zoom in. And I wanted, when I stitched mine out, the rows in the center here to be a little bit bigger. So I went to my percentage, and I can't remember. I think it was like 125, maybe a little bit bigger. No, that's fine. So you notice that my outline is off. So I want to go to where it says all and turn it on. Altair Meridian Destiny, I think it's already on. You shouldn't have to do that. So there you go. There it is. I'm going to hit set okay. If I make a bunch of these, I'll save it. Now I'm just going to stitch that out. That's it. So I'm going to pretend I have my big old honking hoop on, but I'm going to pretend like it's my 4x4. And to scan in the Solaris, you're going to come up here to the camera. You're going to select scan and okay. Your hoop will move back and forth. Let's say we want it right there. So we want to move it right to there. This is going to show me on the screen what's in the hoop. Move some stuff out of the way. Okay. So look, isn't that cool? So let's say my fabrics, let's pretend like this was my fabric. So for that, all I would have to do is take it, Oops. Oh, sorry, I gotta close. All I have to do is take it and center it wherever I want. The move keys are probably gonna work a little better. I don't know, maybe my mouse is acting up. So I would just move, 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 and then stitch it out. Now, if you're on the Altair Meridian, now the Destiny, you can do this. The Altair Meridian, you're gonna use your app. So the IQ positioning app, there's some videos on my little thing that you can watch that shows you how to use that. And it's pretty much the same process once it gets over. It's the same process once it gets over here in the embroidery. So, okay, well, I'm gonna click here and then click back to me. So, any questions? Okay. Well, hopefully, what you'll do is you will make something pertaining to this and post it because I really do like to see what you make. Do it to all the groups you're in. Post, post, post. This is a super duper strictly no judgment zone here. So if you feel a little about it, don't worry about it. We're doing the same thing. So I'd love for you to post and I'd love to see what you're working on. So I really do appreciate it. I will see y'all Wednesday for another live. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I usually don't until the, day before. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful night and a good start of the week. I'll see you Wednesday, so good start of the week. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming. This is your first time watching. Thank you. Y'all have a good one. All right. Bye, everyone.